They had a big meeting with us in the locker room. Oh, well, all this is all rumors. It's all bullshit, blah, 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 you know. It's okay, great. And then we show up down to Panama City, and then comes Shano and Jerry Briscoe, and like, okay, then. Now we know really what's happening.
Hey guys, welcome back to another interview here on Tone and Entertainment. Today we're at Deep South Wrestling in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm joined by the owner of Deep South Wrestling, Nick Patrick. How you doing, Nick?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming down, checking our show out today.
Absolutely. Well, I just moved to Atlanta 3 weeks ago.
Oh, cool.
So
man.
I'm making my rounds and learning what the hot spots of professional wrestling are here.
Well, I grew up here, man, and then I traveled the world once I started wrestling. Now I'm an old guy, so I can't tell you about all the hot spots. I know wherever Deep South is at, it's a hot spot.
That's the hot spot, right?
This is one of them right here.
Okay, what makes Deep South Wrestling a hot spot?
We've created a hell of a fan base. We've come in and we've got a different business formula, and people can come to our shows here, especially here like this one on the Beltline. And the wrestling is free, you know. But the food and the drink and all that's not the food. But they have great specials, and but you come here, you get to have a nice meal. You can have drinks. It's family oriented. And it's not just like going to a high school gym or an armory and watching a wrestling show. It's more of an event. Because like as you can hear, we got people playing music over there. We've got, you know, it's an outdoor event, and there's a bar set up. There's alcohol here, but it's still family friendly. You know, you'll see later we have a lot of kids that show up and a lot of young fans, and we keep it family friendly that way. So and we have started building a really big fan base. We started running shows around the Grant Park area and inside the city because we wanted to start off with Atlanta. And we're going to expand, of course, eventually, but we want to get Atlanta really strong, get our market strong, build a good fan base, and then go from there. And that's what we're doing it with this formula, working with different places, different restaurants, where the people can come, have a nice meal, and check the wrestling out for free, get to know our characters.
I was going to say, when I started going to independent shows in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was always at a small gymnasium.
Yeah.
It was always at like a rodeo arena or something.
Armory,
yeah,
or
something
school,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people have taken the influence of going to bars now,
Yeah.
which I think is a win-win-win-win-win for everybody involved.
It is. You know, we went to there was a place over in Atlanta that we went to for almost a whole year, and we did great business with them for a long time. And it was time for us to expand and grow and move on. And you know, there was no hard feelings. You know, everything's cool with everybody, and we wish everybody the best of luck. But coming over here has been a really good feel for us. And we're, like you can see, we're right here on the Beltline, man. So when we're doing our shows, people that you know, we're going to have our natural crowd come by, but there's people traveling up and down this Beltline constantly, and they come up like, oh, look, there's wrestling, and they come popping in, and we've created a bunch of new fans that way, man.
I was going to say, there's shopping here, there's beer, there's food, there's a little exercise even if you want to do that.
Yeah, you can get here early so you can get a good seat, but you won't be bored because there's plenty to do. There's music, like you said, food, there's shopping, everything, all within walking distance.
Okay, now I am a hardcore WCW fan. Okay? So, you know, when WCW did close its doors, what kind of, you know, impact was it felt from the guys and gals inside WCW? Because as a fan, it broke my heart, that last show.
It did ours too, because they actually lied to us when it happened. The night before, because there was rumors out that they were, you know, that the buy was happening, and I forgot what town we was in, but the very night before we all went down to Panama City, they had a big meeting with us in the locker room. Oh, well, all this is all rumors, it's all bullshit, blah, 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 you know. It's okay, great. And then we show up down to Panama City, and then comes Shano and Jerry Briscoe, and like, okay, then. Now we know really what's happening. Well, at least we think we know what's happening. We sit down and talk to folks, and we really don't know what's happening. But it turned out to be a good deal for me. There was a lot. It hurt our TV and our production people more because their books, you know, they do sports entertainment, all of them, and their card was full doing wrestling, and then all of a sudden their full card for the next year is open, and it's not like they just, okay, well, I'll go do football, because other people are doing football.
Right.
You know, you have to work your way into all these slots. Cause my youngest son is doing that right now, so that's another cool thing. That from old Deep South, he was interested more in production. He learned how to work camera, so he's got an Emmy already. He's 36 years old and got an Emmy for working camera and running fiber optic cable. He did It was a Super Bowl. The Super Bowl that they had in Los Angeles a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Their halftime show won an Emmy, and everybody on the crew got an Emmy, and my son Tony was one of them. So
okay.
Hey, to be 36 and have an Emmy sitting up on your fireplace is pretty cool, you know, and to know that it started at your grandpa's wrestling company, you know, learning how to work a camera and how to do different stuff.
Speaking of production, okay, the first thing I saw, you know, like a lot of small companies, they're filming maybe with their cell phones or one camera. I come here, you guys are using like broadcast quality cameras to capture that. I noticed that right off the top.
But we're trying, like I said, we're trying to expand and grow in this market, and we're trying to secure a TV deal. We're talking to a couple of different things, a couple of different people at this time, and the doors are open. You know, the negotiating's happening right now. I've got a really good team of people working in different positions for me, and I kind of oversee and advise, and that's my key role really. I'm not the foot soldier anymore. You know,
okay.
I'm just turned 64. I take care of my mom. My mom is 86 years old and has dementia and wants to stay in her home. My oldest son is 38 years old and has autism, and I take care of both of them. He takes care of me as much as I take care of him, but he loves to work out, you know. So if it wasn't for me working out with him for the last 22 years, I'd probably be walking with a cane right now, because I've had 5 surgeries from related, some of it to wrestling, but all related to wrestling, but some indirectly. Some was like car wrecks and stuff, you know, coming and going. But I was coming and going to work, so you can throw it in there. I only had like maybe 2 surgery requiring in-ring injuries. And I've had concussions and stuff.
Okay.
But you know, out of the 5 surgeries, the rest of them was from car wrecks or fights. You know?
Okay. Well, again, going back to WCW, you know, when they told you that you were going to be the official referee of the nWo at one time, something that had never really been done, that a referee was part of an organization that was trying to overthrow a company. What went through your head when that all came about?
That was fun, because
It looked like a lot of fun.
I was at a point in my career where I wanted to show that I could do more than just be a referee, because I knew I had it in me to do it, because I helped build this company back with my dad back in '86, and it became the power plant, and then eventually Deep South was a training facility for WWE for a long time, back in from 2000 to I think 2006, I believe. So it was around in that year. It might not have started in 2000. I think it was only there for maybe 2003 to 6, somewhere in that time frame. But man, to have started just in a little gym down in Lovejoy, and just training guys. He bought a ring, and he was in between territories, and I had blown out my knee, and we needed to do something, you know, and so we started training people, and then the people started, because it was different back then. There wasn't 1,000 different. There wasn't somebody running a show in every town. Pretty much, that's pretty much the scene now in Georgia. It's probably that way everywhere, but there's somebody running almost every little town somewhere. There's training facilities and places. There are people that are training. So, you know, there's options out there for people. You know, but do your homework and know who it is that's training you, and make sure you're not having to spend money and go somewhere and get retrained again. You know, because that will happen to you if you go to the wrong person.
Yeah, I've heard many horror stories about that. Yeah, definitely, you guys do your research out there. For referees that want to come up in the business, what advice would you give them?
Just keep persevering and get yourself in there, and don't go broke doing it, you know, but don't overprice yourself, and get out there as much as you can and in the ring as every time you get an opportunity.
Okay, well, I know this is my first Deep South Wrestling show. I'm excited.
Hey,
I'm sure you're excited.
Yeah, we're glad to have you here.
Well, I appreciate it. I can't wait. I heard August Artois is wrestling Stunt Marshall. That alone, it's just excitement enough for me already.
Cowboy James Storm's here too.
James Storm is here too. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Carolina Cruz. It's stacked. You know.
Yeah. It's going to be a hot card tonight, and a hot crowd too. We have a lot of fun here. So hopefully I'll see you around, man. I'm going to be buzzing around, checking the people upstairs and checking with my crew, and I come out and visit with the fans and stuff, you know, in between, and just kind of mingle, you know, like a bar manager.
Okay.
Since there's a bar here, I might as well just pretend I'm the bar manager.
Okay. Well, you're a guy that wears many hats, so
yeah, I have, and I've been called many things.
Okay. Well, with that being said, Nick, where can people follow Deep South Wrestling at?
You can follow us on YouTube. You can follow us on our website. Just check out Deep South Wrestling, and we are Deep South. And we've got videos up, and you can check out pretty much what we're doing on the history of all of our different characters, promos, all kind of stuff, man. You can get caught up with us on YouTube.
I love it. The show hasn't even started yet, but I love the production value. I love the food that's been coming out and the drinks that I've seen so far.
Food's hot here, man.
I
really
cannot wait. It's going to be an
They got
epic
a good
night.
variety of stuff, too.
Right. Plus epic wrestling as well, too. You've made my night already, Nick.
All right, man.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you. And guys, if you like interviews like this with Nick Patrick, make sure you hit that red subscribe button so you can stay tuned in here to Tone In Entertainment for future videos.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.